Hello and welcome to our third program. We're going to actually talk about arrays of numbers at this time, and we're going to be looking for reading unspecified size of elements in an array. The user will tell us how many elements we wanted to read. In this case, you will be able to actually, we will be able to read. Hello, everybody, and we're going to go ahead and start recording third video. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but you could, I'm sure you can handle this, because we're going to be reading unknown number of elements in an array. So before we dimension the array, maybe we should come up with the size that we're going to read. So let me show you how we're going to do this trick. For example, I'm going to declare max here as an integer. Then I'm going to say here printf, enter the size of your array. Let's see if this is going to work. Then I'm going to go ahead and scanf percentage %d max. Here we go. And based on that, I'm going to say here integer numbers, okay, and that will be the size of max. See, this is a good way of doing it. This way we'll be able to see that max is going to dimension based on a value that entered by the user. We're not stuck with 10 or 15 or 13 or whatever. Now we could go ahead and declare another I for the loop, and I need to count all the values that are actually between 500 and thousands. Here we go. And also I wanted to count the number between, we could make any one, between 1000 and 2000 and odd, and odd. These all going to be initialized to 0. Okay. So let's go ahead and read the data first before we do any calculation. So we're going to say here for I start with 0, as long I is less than max, then I plus plus, and just do the reading by itself first. I'll say here printf, enter value number, and look here, I'm going to do this one here, actually this one here, and I'm going to take I plus 1. This is an expression. It's not an assignment statement, so it does not change the value of I and miss my counter in the memory. Just for a human reading, it will say enter value number 1, but it's still I is 0 in the memory. This is the only one that is going to change it here. Change I. This is an assignment statement. Now we could go ahead and scanf. Okay, we're going to scanf the array, the elements of the array based on the number of, based on the number of max. That is going to tell me how far I need to go. And here we go. So we did the reading. Now, if I wanted to go ahead and do the testing here, so we're going to get another loop. Let me do a while loop here just to get you a different practice. And we're going to say here while I is less than max, okay? And let me go ahead and push this a little bit up so you could see what I'm doing here. And open brace, I immediately put I plus plus, so we avoid that endless loop. Now, we're gonna say if numbers, okay, with I, okay, greater than or equal to 500, and numbers, okay, with I less than or equal to 1000, that is going to activate the first counter, which is CT 500 and we're gonna put plus plus. Here we go. That's the first one. The second one, it's a separate statement, separate condition. I'll say if numbers I, here we go, greater than or equal to 1000 and numbers, I missed the S there, I'll have to put it, less than or equal to 2000, doesn't matter, okay, those whole thing must be true, all right, and this is must be, and this numbers, which is, I need to get the brace here, okay, numbers I, okay, not mod 2 equals 0, the whole thing should be not equal to in order for it to be an odd. Here we go. Okay, so we will actually do this basically this and this. These two here, we're just going to count the parentheses. That will take care of it. And this will be by itself. Great. And this one here, then we're going to go ahead and say, all right, let's say CT, this one here is going to be added 1. So we'll see how many elements in the array that fit this condition and how many elements of this array fit this condition. Remember, this one here, this actually, this one here, if we have less than or equal to 1000, it will be part of this. This is also, it has to be greater than, if it's equal to 10,000, greater than 10,000, I mean 1000, but it must be an odd, sorry. So it's not going to be actually 1000 is not an odd for this one here. So it will be a little bit bigger than this, at least 1001. All right, so let's go ahead and close the loop and print those two counters. So we're going to go ahead and say the number of elements between 500 and 1000 percentage D. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and put this one here. It's CT500. This is the one here. Okay, so printf, the number of elements between 1000s and 2000s and odd. Here we go. Okay. And it's going to be the CT, this one here. And I'm going to close that. Here we go. I'm going to put here 1000. I'm going to press that all the way until it meets. So they'll be aligned. And hopefully this is will have no problem running this program. So let's go ahead and run it and see if it's all going to work. Okay, let's see. This is the index here, the index here, index here, index here, index here. Nothing. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Okay, there is a problem here. All right. Integer. Sorry, here it's supposed to be I assigned to 0. I'm reinitializing I. Let's see what other error. All right. So scanf, no big deal. We have to have an ampersand. I'm glad to get those mistakes with you guys. Let's see what else we have. A number greater than or equal in number, we have two S's for numbers. There we go. Run. Let's see what other mistakes we have. All right, so we have in line 30, we might have an extra brace somewhere. Okay. Okay, I'm going to show the whole thing here. 30, this is while, this is goes with this, this is goes with this, this is goes with this, this is goes with this. Let me run it again and see what kind of mistake is there. There is probably counting in parentheses. This is count with this. All right, this is basically, we need another parentheses here. Yep, let's see. All right, enter the size of the array. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it 5 because, all right, the first number, let's put it 700. That will count the first one. Then 1001, that's gonna be the second. All right, then we're gonna go ahead and do 3000. All right, then we're gonna do 4000. And we're gonna do 10,000. That's way off. We're gonna get 1 for each because that's the first condition, okay? And that's the second condition. The last 3 values are not gonna meet any of the 2 conditions. Please take your time to look at this and see that logic behind it. You could resize the array based on a reading, which is a very powerful way of doing it if you really don't know how big is the elements that you need to read. That give you the flexibility that arrays are very famous with. Thank you so much for watching, and we're going to continue with one more program. Thank you.